In the small, isolated village of Willowbrook, nestled deep within a dense and ancient forest, a sense of unease had settled upon the residents. They were a superstitious lot, bound by tradition and tales of the supernatural. Yet, their deepest fears were realized one fateful autumn night. The villagers gathered around a roaring bonfire, the flames casting eerie shadows upon their faces. In hushed tones, they spoke of the legend of the Blood Moon, a night when a terrible curse was said to befall the village. It was a tale told for generations, a warning to never venture into the forest when the moon turned crimson. Among the villagers was Emily, a young woman with a rebellious spirit. She scoffed at the old stories, dismissing them as mere folklore. Emily had always longed to explore the Forbidden Woods, and she saw this night as the perfect opportunity to prove the village's fears were baseless. As the moon crept higher in the sky, its pale glow giving way to an ominous red hue, Emily made her way toward the edge of the forest. She was accompanied by her loyal dog, Max, who seemed unusually apprehensive. The forest was dense and foreboding, its ancient trees shrouded in darkness. Emily's lantern flickered as she ventured deeper into the woods, Max's low growls accompanying her every step. The air grew colder, and an unsettling silence enveloped the forest, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves. As Emily pressed on, she stumbled upon an overgrown path that led to a dilapidated cabin. The structure appeared abandoned, its windows shattered and its wooden walls crumbling. The door, barely hanging from its hinges, beckoned her inside. With an air of defiance, Emily entered the cabin, her lantern casting eerie shadows on the decaying furniture. It was then that she noticed a peculiar book lying on a rotting shelf. Its pages were filled with cryptic symbols and incantations, a sinister aura emanating from its worn leather cover. Curiosity overcame her, and Emily began to decipher the ancient text. Unbeknownst to her, the incantation she recited awakened a malevolent force that had long been imprisoned within the forest. The ground trembled beneath her feet, and the cabin seemed to come alive, its walls pulsating with an otherworldly energy. Outside, the crimson moon bathed the forest in an eerie, blood-red light. Emily's heart raced as she realized the gravity of her mistake. She fled from the cabin, desperate to escape the encroaching darkness. Max followed closely, barking furiously as the forest closed in around them. The trees contorted and twisted, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The ground seemed to shift beneath her, and Emily struggled to maintain her footing. She felt an overwhelming presence, a malevolent force that sought to consume her very soul. Desperation gave Emily the strength to push forward, but the forest itself seemed to conspire against her. The trees formed a labyrinth, trapping her within their nightmarish embrace. As the crimson moon loomed overhead, she realized the curse of the blood moon was all too real. In her darkest hour, Emily stumbled upon a clearing bathed in an ethereal, blood-red light. In its center stood an ancient stone altar, its surface etched with symbols that mirrored those in the sinister book. Emily had unwittingly brought forth the embodiment of the forest's malevolence. As the entity closed in on her, Emily remembered the incantation she had recited. With trembling hands, she reversed the words, invoking a counterspell to bind the malevolent force. The forest convulsed, and an otherworldly scream pierced the night. The crimson moon began to fade, its light retreating, and the forest returned to its dormant state. Emily and Max emerged from the woods, shaken and weary, but alive. The villagers rushed to her side, their eyes filled with awe and fear. The legend of the blood moon had come to life that night, and Emily had faced the very heart of its curse. She had survived, but the memory of that dreadful night would haunt her for the rest of her days, a cautionary tale for those who dared to challenge the mysteries of the forest.